Well, for insight into how the White House may be reacting, we turn to White House correspondent for The Hill, Alex Gangitano. Alex, thanks for coming on in. The president giving that, big economic speech today. He didn't mention anything. Business as usual, right?
That's right. And we're not really expecting to hear much from him. Back in June, when Hunter Biden reached that plea deal that ended up unraveling on the gun charges and also the tax charges were lumped in there too, we heard from the president. He said, I love my son and I'm proud of my son. That's really the extent of what we will keep hearing from them. The president has been open with saying, I'm proud of my son, that he got over, he came to the other side of his drug addiction. They obviously are a very close-knit, protective family, so they're not coming out and wanting to talk about it much. But another part of this is that the White House wants to distance themselves from the Department of Justice, from the special prosecutor, because they don't want this to look like some sort of, conspiracy that they're siding with the Justice Department on this.
But the president, Alex, this, will have to speak to this at some point. I mean, at some point, he is going to. The press shop can only sort of keep him away from reporters for so long, right? Like, at some point, he is going to be before reporters. He's going to be asked about it, and he is going to have to give some sort of an answer.
And he is the one, as you know, Blake, when he's, put on the spot by reporters or maybe at a fundraiser or something that he's a little more unscripted is when we'll hear from him, not when it's so scripted with the press shop. So I think that he'll just keep the line of, I'm proud of my son. And that, as, Michael was discussing, maybe we'll even hear the president say addiction hits a lot of American families. And please, sympathize with us on this. The really sticky thing about this, or one of the many sticky things about this, is these are gun charges. The president tries to, be the most pro-gun violence prevention president in history. These are all charges that, he would be against anybody doing. He's pushed for even stricter gun laws than we've already seen him pass. And so these are things I think he'll have to speak to the gun component, too, because of his agenda on that.
Very interesting. Friend of the show, White House correspondent for The Hill, Alex Gangitano. Alex, thank you.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.